Moin! Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Mace, coming to you from Western Canada. Beautiful Vancouver Island, close to Vancouver. I used to live in Vancouver. I don't anymore. Used to. It's a beautiful place, but too many people. Too crowded. Is what it is. 5 ways to fail a German car inspection. PCS to K-Town, Germany. Ramstein, Miesenbach, used car guys, master mechanic. I can comment on Canadian car inspections. We don't really have them. I'm sure we have them. I think the police have a mechanism where they can order you to go get your car inspected to make sure that it's roadworthy. But I've also had times when I was younger, mind you, like 15 years ago, I had a Mazda 3 and it was in rough shape. And, I wasn't exactly the wealthiest person. Like I was just a kid, and I had this Mazda 3 and I took it in one time and there was all these issues with it, and the mechanics, the admin at the mechanic shop called me and said, hey, we got all this stuff, it's going to be $5,000. We recommended you do it. I'm like, nope, hell no, don't touch a thing. I went and got my car and I left. I got them to do the bare basics to make sure that it was like usable, but they make you sign a thing that says like, hey, we warned you, you need to sign here, this dealership, and then they probably keep a record of it, and it said like, if you don't get this done, you're aware of it, it's on you. Anyways, I sold that car for $1,500, and the guy that I sold it to like tried to come after me afterwards. He took it for a test drive. He didn't take it to a mechanic. Buyer beware, baby. You get what you pay for. Let's get to this video. German car inspections at the TUV.
In Miesenbach, Germany, right outside of Ramstein Air Base, where I'm following one of the good guys, David Sweeney, co-founder of Used Car Guys, as he takes me to his service center right across the street from his Ramstein showroom location. This is where we'll talk to a master mechanic about the 5 most common ways to fail a German car inspection.
Let's just say they're thorough.
Well, hi everybody. My name is Edward Armstrong. I am a master mechanic, certified here in Germany, certified mechanic in the United States. And my position here is basically, I manage everything that has to do with after sales. Once my buddies from sales sold the car, that's when I step in and we make sure that everything else gets taken care of. Vehicles with issues, making sure that the customer has a vehicle while we're working on their cars.
What does it take to be a master mechanic?
In my case,
Did that say that truck was not a 4x4, a 4x2?
a lot of experience. The fact that I speak
What's the point of having it?
Just because I'm bilingual helped me out. I studied for myself with my experience for about a year. Then I went to the German Handwerkskammer is what it's called, and I had to do a written and a practical test. But once I passed those exams, I was actually able to work for the Used Car Guys as a master mechanic in the service center.
Okay, what's up with these 2 Jeeps over here?
Well, since I'm a Jeep fan, and that's why these 2 are sitting the way that they're sitting. The right one is mine, which I actually got through German TÜV. It took me a year and a half. It is a US spec, but
Those are pretty nice. I like Jeeps. I actually have a Jeep.
once I was done with it, I got it through German TÜV. The one on the left is a used Jeep that we bought that we're, of course, going to
Oh, so the TUV?
resell. But there's a few things, a few modifications on it, which me as a Jeep fan, I love, but the German TÜV doesn't like.
I mean, yeah, Jeeps are iconic, right? Jurassic Park, and just that design, like they've been around for a long, long time. I think originally military vehicles, right?
Too much. Let's start with the tires, because there's a lot of details about tires. Tires in a lot of cases are underestimated, especially here in Europe, because there's so many laws in regards to the tires.
So you're gonna fail with the tires. What? They're not enough tread, air pressure's incorrect, sticking out too far. Like, yeah, let's see.
Well, one example is if you look at the tires here, they're fully open. In the States, that's fine with that bumper there. However, when you bring a vehicle to Europe, or specifically Germany, you have to make sure that those front tires are covered by the front bumper. Okay. In comparison to that, if you take a look at mine there, the front tires are fully covered. So we're talking about this part here.
Okay.
This area here. So on this one, In order for it to stay legal, this bumper has to cover the tire to at least 50%. Especially on these off-road vehicles, always make sure that the front tires are covered by that bumper. That's the easiest way to put it. And another thing about tires, they're not allowed to stick out. So if you're looking at this Wrangler, you look alongside of the vehicle, you see that those tires are sticking out a bit. That can be a fail, even just that little bit. Past this point right here, the edge of this flare, I've seen inspectors literally take a ruler, go down the flare, and then you see that it's actually sticking out a bit. On this one,
So what's the rationale for those two, though? I'm just curious. The exact rationale. I mean, I guess the devil's in the details for it. It must be a safety measure as well as the bumper covering the tires. I'm just trying to think in practice what safety measure that would be covering. But you guys can help me know in the comments.
as long
Okay, bumpers.
as this area here is covered, that's fine. But rear bumpers have never really been an issue. It's always the front bumpers because you have the steering up there, and then once you start driving, you'll also have all the water squirting to the front of the vehicle. In German
Okay, so it's more about the water that's spraying up.
terms, it's also a safety issue because it's a spinning part, and if a body part gets into there, it's a safety issue. Just to say
If a body part gets in there, that's a safety issue. I'd say so. Oh, I'd say so. That's for sure. Yes, sir.
some headache if your car goes to inspection. There's a couple of things that you can check yourself. I have 3 examples here. I mean, if you look at this tire here, this is a perfect summer tire. You have a very nice tread depth right here, an even surface. The using surface here is very even.
Tread depth on that third tire don't look too good. I'll say right now.
On the other side here, I've got 2 very extreme tires, but they give you a good idea what your tire will look like when your vehicle needs an alignment. If the steering and the suspension is misaligned, then you'll have a picture like this, where the tire is worn uneven. In some cases, you'll see like here, the edge is worn, is nearly bald, but the left-hand side of the tire still has some tread. What inspection does is they always use the lowest tread profile on the tire to make up what the tread depth is. This here is pretty much the lowest of the tire. So they're not going to measure the best tread,
Which obviously makes sense, right?
which in this case on the left-hand side is 3 millimeters. They're going to measure here where we're looking at maybe 1 millimeter.
1
so
millimeter
in these
tire
cases,
tread.
this car would need an alignment. The same with this one.
You need an alignment or you need new tires. Those are pretty damn bald on the one side right there.
If your tires look like this, a very even surface, your alignment is good. In regards to tread depth and to limits, if it's a winter tire, the minimum recommendation when you should change your tires is 1.6 millimeters. Summer tires, we're looking at 3 millimeters. Daytime running lights, headlights, blinkers, tail lights, if they have any kind of aftermarket light bulbs that are LED, they are not allowed. They have to be aligned. Newer cars nowadays,
Them LEDs, I tell you, they are annoying when you see them on the road. They just shine funny.
they have the automatic alignment and the headlight adjustment. You don't have to adjust those. Now on this Wrangler, for example, there is a headlight adjustment, a manual one where you can adjust them, but that can be measured and then you just adjust them and then they're good to go.
Can I just modify my vehicle after passing inspection?
That's a negative. Of course you can do that. However, if you get pulled over, the police can put your vehicle in a non-op status, which means you are not driving that vehicle until those changes have been put back to the original state. We were all young. I've done it back when I was a teenager, but if you want to stay legal, make sure that the parts on your car are legal. In the US, we're all allowed to use the LED light bulbs. Here in Germany, that is a failed inspection.
I think we're allowed to use them here in Canada too, and they're the ones that have like a different color profile and they're really annoying, right? They're annoying.
All the headlights have to have the original light bulbs in there. You'll notice my Wrangler has LED headlights in it. It's an older vehicle. However, he's coming with the certification. So if you spend the extra money, you get you get headlights with certification, you can put them on your vehicle. You get a document that says that they're allowed to be put on this vehicle with a certain lumen of light, and then you just carry that.
Does he have a Marvel decal on the side of it? That's what it looks like.
That paper with you at all times, and you're good to go. Exhaust. The law here says the exhaust is not allowed to be louder than.
What is this? Army in Europe Regulation 191, Section IV C29, noise levels of mufflers and exhaust systems.
95 decibels. Any exhaust louder than that can get you fined, can get the vehicle put in op, even if the vehicle was delivered to you like that. So if you go to a buddy and you buy a Mustang with a sports exhaust, and the police stops you, and you tell the German police, oh, I bought it like that. No, that's not gonna fly, buddy, because they're gonna fine you.
Those loud mufflers, I gotta tell you, they are annoying. Like, I'd prefer a car to sound sleek, quiet, but sexy, but not loud and just being obnoxious when they drive down the road. That's just not cool.
They're gonna re-inspect the vehicle, and unless you put it back in OE state, it's gonna stay where it's at. We've had these situations too often because we had a customer, he bought a Shelby from us and he went to the inspection, he failed inspection. Then I made sure that we got the documentation, he went back to inspection and everything was fine. At the end of the day, a lot of things here in Germany, as long as you have documentation that is legal, you're good to go. In his case, I actually got in contact with the German Ford dealership that just confirmed that there was a certificate number on the exhaust that they got the documentation for, and then we just showed that to inspection. They were good with it. I've had many of those lifted trucks. That's I don't know how many. And out of all of those in the last 7 years, I had one customer that actually knew what he was doing when he lifted his truck. You can lift your truck as long as once you're done with it, it's still safe. I have seen lifted trucks with tension on the brake hoses, which means you go off-roading, go through a ditch or up a hill or whatever the case, rock crawling, and you snap your brake hose. Well, you can imagine going off-roading and your brakes fail. No. Those are the little safety things that, so if you want to get your truck lifted, have it done professionally, and if it's done professionally, it'll pass inspection.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That would pass because we already checked underneath. All the brake hoses are fine. There's no tension on the brake hoses. Okay. There's no rubbing parts, and there's no knocking parts. Okay. Those are the things to look out for.
Yeah, get it done professionally. Don't be a cowboy.
Tinted windows. They used to be allowed here. They stopped allowing the windows to be tinted in the front. Zero, unless it's factory. The back can be tinted all the way up to the B pillar, which is, so the front doors cannot be tinted. So in this case, I would say.
Why? Same here, I believe, although some people do, and the police don't seem to be really that concerned about it. Like tinted windows, BC. Let's see. Thing is, Canada has different rules for every province, probably much like Germany. I don't know if Germany has different for every state or not. Tinted windows, BC law. Let's check this out. Tinted windows, BC. I hate this new AI overview. It's annoying. However, it looks like it's going to work. No tint is allowed on the front side windows, except for a UV blocking film. The front windshield can have a tinted strip up to 3 inches from the top, called the eyebrow. All right, so you're not really allowed tinted windows then. Okay.
You can tint to right about here.
The eyebrow.
It's factory.
Hey, I'm PCS into Germany soon. What should I do with my heavily modified vehicle?
For someone that's coming to Europe and has a heavily modified vehicle, my suggestion, save yourself the headache. Use the time that you will spend here in Germany trying to get your car up to the German standards with traveling. Come over here to Germany, buy something that's compatible to what you have in the States. Take some of the funds that you get for the vehicle that you sold, buy something here, and use your time a little bit more productive rather than having to deal with these German laws. That can be more than a headache. It is time consuming. And we all know, in the military, we have other headaches and things to worry about technical stuff just to take you from work and home and travel a bit in Europe. So that would be my recommendation.
And where would you recommend that they go buy?
Seems to be a lot of like military or American military expats, eh?
A vehicle, huh?
Well,
In
of
Germany.
course, you have to go to the used car guys. Anytime. Take care. Be safe.
Well, of course, you need to go to the used car guys. Interesting. Yeah, so Germany has these laws that are more thorough, more robust to keep people safe, as well as the drivers themselves, which are, I would say, the training that they have to go through is much more robust and much more catered. I mean, it's set up to have safer roads and more skilled drivers, smarter drivers. Driving penalties, I'm sure, are probably higher. BC's does pretty good on driving fines and like distracted driving, driving under the influence, dangerous driving, reckless driving, speeding. All of these things are they're policed pretty well, I would say. My wife did get her new driver's license, so congratulations to her. She's got freedom. She's got freedom. Freedom to get around without me and without having to rely on the bus or rely on the transit system or ride a bike or walk. She can just hop in the car and go. So yeah, we have 2 vehicles, and I do keep up a adequate maintenance schedule with them. I don't want to be screwed like I was that time 15 years ago with the Mazda. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go through that. I want to have like a safe vehicle. I especially want to have a safe vehicle for my wife, and also for anybody that might drive my vehicles. I want them to be safe as well. So you kind of have different priorities as you get older. All right. See y'all in the next video. Talk amongst yourselves in the comment section, and we'll see you next.